One of the things that had gotten started is because of what I've been telling you guys on my page. They went ahead and officiated a few things for like the mass removal and destruction of like public benefits for certain people that were playing with that technology. I want to put on my headphones because I don't want, you know, well, I never put them in my purse. Oh, here we go. It's on my desk. Okay. All right. All right, let's go. Thank you. So you guys know that there's a lot of people watching my channel. There's a lot of stuff going on. We know. So let's keep on going with that. So let's just keep on drilling. So there's some updates that I have for you, but that was the biggest thing. Wow. Yeah, chaos and calamity all the way you go. Let me see. There's this going on. I don't know where to start. There's a bunch of information that I have for you. So you know how they were playing in that virtual reality, they were causing wars, like telling people Daisy's thinking this and that, and Daisy's doing this and that. Okay, something got started today, wherein my handy got exposed, bringing like 3.5 million white supremacists into my computer and my life and my finances, etc., for this grand plot and plan for the nigger, the master nigger, to be sacrificed to absolve the innocent white man. He didn't tell them that he was uploading me to virtual reality, playing with Lustful, starting with shit. Like, yeah, dude, she's totally all over me. Like, we can do this and this and that. Okay, yeah, she was into me, and then everyone was like not talking to me all of a sudden. Like, why are you telling people stuff about me? Why is this white man paying for Lustful? Because people that were doing brujeria, they went to go tell him the cartel. Okay, thank you. So he doesn't know that that's been submitted against him to get him out of office. And remember, we keep on requesting, the police keep on requesting, like, where's this file, this of information that he submitted? We want to see it. And then I also ran into the public defender today, and there's something that's going on where people are getting defunded. Like, do you want to go tell them why? Yeah, they're defunding the public defender program because they stacked it with Cyborgia and they played hella games in the community, referring their clients to a care court for money and playing games with fucking your family and playing with CPS. Okay. So somebody thought it was funny. I ran into him in front of my in front of a place, and somebody's gonna get set up. Yeah, going to a meeting about my handy at the police station. Okay. Oh wow, that's crazy. Okay, yeah, they're not answering. They don't want to be involved. So now remember, they've been consistently doing things, and then they don't know that we have certain information that they're not going to get from typing in things to virtual reality for years and years and years that are going to, explode here. So as they're playing with porno, starting hella drama, causing nonsense to people's computer, lying, something came out today. So I opened up this website you guys are going on Pornhub because remember he was telling people that Daisy's in love and da 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 da, and they were playing with my twin with the white female too, starting warfare. So I opened up my the Pornhub to show people this is such a type of porno that he's like watching. I was gonna show some of you guys this, but I feel like that would like set us back like 20 years. And there's some older folks watching this. He wouldn't be able to handle it. Yeah, I appreciate he doesn't deserve that. And I just heard this auntie like I just had a vision and she was crying, Eva, Eva. Yeah, yeah. So it's like what Stephanie and them do with their mouth. No, 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 no. Yeah, I saw this poor auntie. No, no, no. This poor grandma. Yeah, I saw this poor baby. Ne korkuni. Jui ki koskana. Koi kioskana. Jin koi kanam. Yeah, we no. So what happened was we started going into that website, and then I said, "Oh, since you guys are uploading me in a virtual reality, do you want to see how I feel about this?" Oh wow, yeah, they uploaded my twin too. Do you want to see how I feel about white men? Three satellites got turned off with that one. All in all, like 12 of them. Right. Also too, we found an apartment that has like a room full of like 20 satellites just like sitting there. Yeah, that's already done. Two people got arrested over it. Okay. Okay. So that's over. And the Middle Eastern community is gonna find out like, oh, like it makes your food spoil and stuff like that. So we're paying for meal prep, paying for food, and it's spoiling like 3 to 4 days like faster. And like ruining everyone's business and like making us pay like 25% more on top of our business. So okay, thank you. Because you're playing with gay sex rituals. and you're going to go get shitted on and play games, talk about, well, in the new Quran it says this, well, brotherhood. Okay, so, and that's why we're here. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I found these pants too. I feel like you guys are messy. Yeah, these niggas are baboons. Yeah. South LA restaurant shot at multiple times. Yeah, they went on his ass. Woo, Nation Islam. Yeah. Woo. I also wanted to tell you that they're straight doing headshots. It's kind of the unthinkable. It's kind of going into the ultimate. Yikes. Oh yeah, they played it. My twin too. They had them uploaded too, and I like was playing like the white ones, and that started hell shit. Yeah, there's an email that's going on about somebody's resignation. Okay, I can just like leave. Yeah, that we could be like this couple, like, and I was actually the psychic and doing this and this and that and solving this and that. You guys have no idea. Like, that's not what's in my mind though. That's like what's in their mind. And I'm just like repeating it because like it's so disgusting and low and stupid and it's getting like everyone's public benefit cut off. You always have to like really be careful, like getting on fucking drugs and like thinking that you're other people. Like, real stop, like stop typing shit into the computer and like confusing yourself because you really will get yourself killed. Thank you. Something really is sloppy about this. Liberty family seeking answers 2 months after daughter used a police gun and died by suicide. That the police came to the house to do a wellness check and that the police dropped his gun and she picked it up and shot herself. And she was pregnant. And this had nothing to do with Nation of Islam or OnlyFans. I'm telling you, you guys are so crafty. Thank you, Auntie Stephanie. Thank you, Daisy. Natural. Listen, there's so much going on. Just let them do what they're doing. Whoa, Auntie Stephanie, she's right here. I'm telling you, somebody got ran through in the media. What is this? Because you guys really did? Okay. Oh, I'm telling you that close like 3,000 cases. That's how they were building bullshit. Then their computer is tapped and they don't know which one. And that has to program. And okay, so we're done. Okay, so that's done. So she doesn't. So we went through every color, every race. So it's not. Okay, so why are we even discussing this? For the attorney general to be watching dookie digging and females getting their specific mouth involved and epiglottis involved with other body parts. Okay. So, surfers murdered in Mexico honored with statue. Yeah, it was three last April. Three people. I guess it says here, yeah. Yeah, three dudes, Australian brothers and American. They went out to Mexico to go play games in the cartel and go test children sexually. Oh, they have these like pretty black ones. Like, oh, there's like a certain type of tribe. And then like they'll like code for you, you just have to like chant and this and that, huh? And then they killed them. Okay, great. So, I feel like now we see. So Center for Youth Wellness is closed though. Do you know how far that went? Yeah, hella electrical fires too. Mother and baby found died after being found on fire in UK. Yikes. Yeah, bombastic article. It's bombastic, this article. From New York Times on Friday exposed Elon Musk's drug use and family woes that they're playing at work with ketamine, a bunch of bullshit and other nonsense. Honestly, like you guys already know what that nigga's about, but just don't take him too seriously, okay? Yeah, people are really finding out that you can get like disrespected hella badly playing with virtual reality. Yeah, one of the white men, he said, okay, well, okay, yeah, you're not supposed to return this. That's not how this is supposed to go. You knew that you liked him, and okay, well, I can repeat that all I want, but that doesn't mean it's real. That's what the fuck we've been sitting here for 5 years playing with. That's why the fuck over like 1.5 million people of color globally suffered rape, molestation, right? Kidnapping, trafficking, a bunch of bullshit magic. That's why we're still sitting here. Okay. And they're like, that's not what's happening. That's what's okay, cool. But you guys already saw my LinkedIn, my phone. That's how they created that because they're playing people's LinkedIn and phone and getting to networks. Okay, great. Cool. So just be careful what you start, okay? Okay, good. It says right here, full list of drugs linked to Elon Musk and how mixing them could impair mind and body. Sam Altman had a baby for network programming interfaces. And I just have to tell you, OpenAI boss Sam Altman says he was neurochemically hacked by the birth of his first child. Okay. So that's what they're doing, playing with Daisy in the psych ward, love spells. That's what it's for, love spells. And I was like crying to my twin today, and he just realized, like, oh, okay, because it's giving you a headache. Yeah, it's like painful. Like they're trying to feed me chemicals, and then they're trying to get that chemical to expand, and it's like pressing against like flesh and muscle. Then they're blasting EMF. It's like painful. Oh wow. And then he's like playing with the psych ward, like, see, you think this and that about me. Like, oh, eventually she'll just like come right up to me. You're like, okay, what do you want? I'll do this and that. Like, I'm gonna have you fucking murdered. Period. And now people see, okay, now I see what's been going on. Yeah, yeah, in virtual reality, I'm just gonna say it's somebody that was finding out what Stephanie and them was doing. I'm just gonna repeat what she said. Oh wow, they found out. Oh my god. Yeah, that they were going to go get shitted on, right? Yeah, and then she was playing in people's phone, like starting hella wars, and they were like watching it. Right. So there was like another thing going on with another high priestess that's setting them all up for playing games and starting all shit. And she was crying like that's what they are doing to destroy us after they play games in all of our like community and use their family's name to cause chaos. They're going out, they're like going out and like playing with the devil like that, and they need to really shield their kids. Yeah. And with this, with Sam Altman, I just have to tell you, neurochemically hacked playing games, you need to really be careful. Like, oh my God, whoa. This is one of the reasons why SFUSC is on fire. Because it came out that there are a bunch of gay men. They're in Cyborgia, they're fucking your family, brotherhood. They are adopting children and doing things like that in surrogates and playing games. And some of the children are like interpret like, oh, this is my mother and me. And then we'll come forward. And then we'll become a father, word, father, brother. I don't know. I don't know. But SFPOC is on fire. Cool. Because they exposed our network. Yeah. Yeah. Greta Thunberg is now an anti-Israel activist. Oh, free Palestine. And she's gonna go say they fed me this special hashish, and then I went against Israel. Now I know about the Torah. Just be careful with all this bullshit. This is the reason why people don't really play with environmental justice activism or climate activism. It's like a joke because of what you're doing. Some people are like, oh, I just drive Uber because Greta. That's how everyone else is a joke. They filmed it, laughed, and shared it. It says 14 charged in shocking killing of cyclists. It says that yeah, that they were taunting him, children. Um, and he was a physicist that died because they're playing games on the computer and starting shooting people's kids. Well, technically, if the melanin is supposed to be this molecule, then we can change the perceptor and do this and this and that, and then that will be deactivated, right? Playing games. Also, that's what they're doing with high-powered sonic weapons and making people sick, ruining people's supply, causing all drama. Okay, thank you, thank you. So you can play with pedophiles. Okay, great, because you need to get approved. So that's how you're getting approved with molestation. Thank you, because everyone's watching this computer and phone, and cool, cool. All right. So let's keep on going. Brooklyn apartment, electrical fire kills 50-year-old man. Okay, cool. Yeah. Wow, officer got shot in Philly today. What else is new? Yeah, they're going for headshots. One dead in Bronx shooting today, and that has something to do with uploading with virtual reality and people getting exposed. Do you know? Do you know Offset has been in this pussy? Offset has been in this pussy. You're getting grown pussy. Yeah, playing with little boys, okay, fucking them, getting them involved in sticks and blitz. Okay, okay. I don't think I want to fuck with you no more. You childish. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, you know what? You're more mature than I. You guys are playing, and then also too, somebody got caught hella badly. Whoa, playing with little boys, playing with young people. No, no. I don't get it now at all. Like, I'm sorry, I used to be a teacher. I think it's like strange. Like, oh, like you're younger than me. I don't really know. Yeah, so oh my God, please just stop it. There's something that ended up getting started here where because that got started, it like opened up a big ass can of worms. Period. And I just don't know if she's ready to floor like that. Like, okay, these flows, they not ready for. So let me just wait for them to stop. Yeah. So they went for headshots. And then earlier that day, the same level of headshots in Manhattan. Sorry, yeah, Brooklyn. He was in Bed-Stuy. Bedford Stuyvesant. Okay, yeah. And you need to turn that off. So, whoa. No. Yeah, Oakland. Oh, let me show you before they say, yeah, I'm telling you, they're going straight for like headshots. Yeah, it's all over the United States. Okay, yeah, that's too lethal. Yeah, you guys need to turn off that computer and stop playing with Fletchy too fat. They also found out they're all going to jail. This was on Monday. Okay, Friday. Okay, so this whole week, whoa. Whoa. It's like the Twilight Zone. You just never know. Honestly, well, you guys are having your way. I don't know what to say. Yeah. So it says right here, a Chicago TV anchor, her husband dies at 42 after brain cancer because they deserved it. Whoa. Martha's not the person that you think that she is. Well, I don't really like know her, but I think that she's trying to uplift the Latino Hispanic community. What is cool with 12 years? I'm so sorry. Can you take this from me? This is kind of like vulgar. This is kind of like a lot. Yeah, but why the fuck are you playing, ho? And look at her face. You could tell she's like really messy in regards to like space. So, yeah, Mr. Adamski, these Owskis and these Inskis on these all the lofts. I don't really and these offs. Hey, you guys need to stay the fuck away from people. So, anyway, just wanted to show you guys this. It was like super unthinkable. How are you getting these? Okay, thank you, honey. Oh, we're a great team. Okay, we can stop that. Halt right there. Right, yeah. Playing games, trafficking migrant women that were trying to get help in Chicago, playing games with OTF. Well, what did they do? Yeah, I don't really see like the correlation with the violence. Oh wow, another one? Okay, actually, let me call my boss. Right, woo. Okay, yeah, cool, thank you. So, also too, I wanted to tell you guys that the ESP is at the highest. Yeah, and people are like smelling and tasting like fuckery in their mouth from space because that's what they want to play with. Okay, good. You're uploading people to a technology that requires like drama from space, so you're gonna get drama from space. Because how are they playing with it? They're doing something to people of color from space. How are they doing on the non-whites? It's something with SWAT network that has something to do with space. Okay, cool. So because particle binding and photon interactions playing games, not with melanin, but photon interactions in your energy fields, and then creating like crazy ass like molecular like locks, not Kamazots like locks like you're getting early. It's like the way that it like turns and twists like in the middle, like it's like it takes like several like levels of the supper breaking and shattering to like dismantle it, but it's like several like trigonal and bipyramidal like compounds that are like constantly like natharizing and going back and forth and like warping and emerging, like forming portals and then like going out like trigonal, turning into like octagonal, dodecahedron, like more and more, right? And then they can't like from a certain point they can't like classify that chemical what it is because they don't have the URD or the bioinformatics or tool for it. So you guys have to understand that's why they're in my computer. Remember, there's whole entire orgs getting shut down because they're playing, right? So just know that, like, okay, you need to be like really careful. Okay, also too, something got exposed with that sound technology in a building. Yeah, like people are really fucking complaining about it, and several people are getting set the fuck up because somebody that was like in that company, they play with Ebony and them, and he found out that people know that I have a rape case and I'm a property manager. People know that some bitch put a restraining order on me, and people know that I had some like ratchet ass like real estate deals that I was trying to make, and I got sued, and I'm like in court, and hell shit is going on, and the place that I'm living now, I'm gonna have to leave. Ha ha ha. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if are you guys ready for the unthinkable? So remember I told you that they were playing games with dating niggas and playing with technology. So part of that dating niggas is foster care. Like, oh, your mama ain't here now. My mama's gonna be okay. Can you leave our house, please? I don't know how you met my mom. Can you get him out of the house? Call the police. Call the police. Give me my medicine. Get out of my house. Okay. And feeding Cheong and kids going missing. And okay, we shouldn't have started that. You hoes are so fucking stupid. One of the things that got started with that dating niggas is one of them was playing games on the computer and he ended up getting exposed because he was like working in a certain capacity and it's gonna come out where they were uploading me playing with Les Bells and starting shit because they're playing with Ebony Department of Defense and this is one of the ways. I don't know if I should start now and having hella people upload me or which is gonna set up the feds or should I like let the hood handle this because this is how they started that big ass shooting in Kansas at the Super Bowl party. Okay. And you're playing with okay, now I see this with Top Boy. You're gonna see it like one more time again. Why would you be uploading and playing like that? And look, I found like this like ticket public storage where my storage unit was and I got robbed. But okay, wow. Yeah, because that's his name and then my twin, his name. This started hell shit with the feds. Like, do you see what we're like trying to tell you? Do you see this though? Like how ridiculous that is? No one planned that. That's actually a real address. Like no one planned this. That's like a real unit they looked. No one planned this. What are you doing? And that's why I tell you guys need to stop. But earlier today, there's a high priest that knows about my channel. He made China too. I found this like right in front of him. It says it's called the Negro Civil War. Wow. After talking to Mr. Redpath, okay, that's very interesting. That's very out of control. I was like, okay, thank you, Mr. Redpath. Thank you. Yeah, like you said, Daisy, more stories need to come out. We're right here. Is I'm right here. Thank you. Oh, Mr. Lover, I'm right here, Daisy. That's good. Whoa, yeah, they hit people with chopper powers. They hit people with choppers of power. There was an article talking about there are about 40 pastors that passed away during the COVID epidemic because they were playing with Xiong. And that's something to do with playing with Pop Warner. So, I just have to say, you guys need to really be careful because you're doing like the most. You're pretty busy. It's kind of delusional. No. Let's see what chapter. What Mr. Earpath, what story should we read? There's a story from Negroes in the War. Yeah. Yeah, also too, you guys, cannabis, yeah, the channels are like getting like really shattered. Yeah, that's good. So, yeah, no, the page is like, yeah, no, it's like page like 60. Yeah, story. Looking in, going, yeah, the page number could be like, Ikokana, like, yeah, yeah, okay, page like 60. Okay, interesting. It says right here, you just going to parties and stuff like that during the war and stuff like that. Very unwilling were we to go home, for besides the attractive society, we knew that the soldiers were to have grand shouts and a general jubilee that night. Let's go get Kalam. Hey, he's coming home soon. They're playing with the whites and there's this Civil War nonsense. Shouldn't have come over here. No, they have like they look like us. They're, the new ones. Okay. They put them on those ships. Okay, we'll have these things. Oh, I don't, great. This is what they were doing. everyday life, the high priestess in America. Oh, says right here, man, the choice between remaining in slavery and escaping to freedom was not an easy one for some Negroes. The following story was told by an ex-slave who during the war had lived on a plantation near Dardanelle, Arkansas. Okay. Them folks, Yankee soldiers, stood around there all day. They killed hogs and cooked them, killed cows and cooked them. Magic. Took all kinds of sugar and preserves and things like that. You're stealing. Tore all the feathers out of the mattress looking for money. Why? Then they put old Miss and her daughter in the kitchens cooking. Mm-hmm. Well, Mrs., they said for me to sit down and rest. You doing the cooking now. Ma got scared and went to bed. Ooh. Directly, the lieutenant come on down air and said, Auntie, get up from there. We ain't a going to do you no hurt. Well, we're after helping you. We are freeing you, Aunt Dina. You can do as you please now. You're free. She was free. They stayed around there all night cooking and eating and carrying on. They sent some of the meat in there to us colored folks. And this and this is why I say you have to know all this energy, this historical energy. These people are sitting right here in space watching this. They've been waiting for this to end. And they think that it's a TV show, it's a movie. That's so disgusting for you to be doing shit like that in the 1800s. And we're in Atlanta now, talking about it now in 2025. Yeah, because Sherman's March to the Sea, it was 25 days. I sorry, 37 days. Somebody got arrested over that. Sherman's March to the Sea was like the last battle of the Civil War where they destroyed all of like Georgia, Atlanta, and freed all the blacks and like destroyed a bunch of like white supremacists that were playing. But it's something with fucking your family, and something with the Seminole Federation and cinnamon. Oh, that's why they're having like blood disorders and heart disease. Okay, I don't have any problems. Hmm. Wow, wow. I'm telling you, if you just let God shine, I'm telling you, they'll do it on their own. They'll build the strongest enemy. Nonsense. Next morning, they all dropped off going to take Dardanelle. You could hear the cannons roaring the next day. Wow. So, anyways, right, we can go back to making act bound. Let me just make sure they're all the way done. They was all night getting away. Ooh, they went on and took Dardanelle. Had all them white folks running and hiding. The Sasquatch wouldn't go far. They would just hide. Mm. One night there'd be a gang of Sasquatch, and then the next one there'd come along a gang of Yankees. Wow. Wow. Look at page 66. I didn't even know I didn't read this book. It said, but most slaves were happy to see the Yankee soldiers. Thousands of Negroes left their home and joined Sherman's army on its march from Atlanta to the sea. General Sherman wrote in this General Sherman wrote in his memoir, the next day, November 17th, 1864, that's done for all of them. I want to hear about that. Torch all those ships, make sure they stop coming to America. This is bigger. The National Science Foundation, Abe Lincoln, yeah, he's going to be a problem too. Experimenting on black people. That's the year that they opened that. Cyborgia playing games. Okay, in 1864, you're playing with science. Ooh. One day out of Atlanta on his march to the sea, we passed through the handsome town of Covington. Okay, the soldiers were closing up their ranks, the color bearers unfurling their flags, and the band striking up patriotic airs. The white people came out of their house to behold the sight, spite of their deep hatred of the invaders, and the Negroes were simply frantic with joy. Okay, right. It's about to be Jubilee. It's time for Jubilee, right? It's the best time of year. Ote, ote. Mm. Whenever they heard my name, they clustered about my horse, shouted and prayed in their peculiar style. Make America great again. Here you go, Mr. Heckset himself. He gonna like this one. It's a strawberry act. He gonna be sweet on you. No, 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 none of that. You're hmm. We go on forward. Just burn all of it down. Baby, 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 baby. You hosts really started this. No, somebody scream, no, no, no. We did it. You did the unthinkable. It's kind of going to the ultimate. I have witnessed hundreds, if not thousands, of such scenes, and now can see a poor girl in the very ecstasy of the Methodist shout, hugging the banner of one of the regiments and jumping up to the feet of Jesus. One of the climactic events of the war was the fall of Richmond and President Lincoln's visit to the city on April 4th, 1865. T. Morris Chester, Negro correspondent of the Philadelphia Press, here we go, entered Richmond soon after its evacuation by the Confederates and wrote the following dispatches to his paper. So Mr. T. Morris Chester, he's a Negro correspondent of the Philadelphia Press. He went into Richmond soon after its evacuation by the Confederates and wrote, okay, so I want to make sure you were dead. So here you guys go. No, this is actual paper. Don't take anything from them. That's not a word. This is scribble scrabble. Okay. Nothing can exceed the rejoicings of Nation of Islam spreading fake news. You have to go back as message. I'm t- they declare that they cannot realize the change, though they have long prayed for it. Yet it seems impossible that it has come. Old men and women weep and shout for joy and praise God for their deliverance and the returning of their land and shit like that. Get out of my land! The hell are you doing? Yeah, 12 years a slave, they were kidnapping people, starting shit. The great event after the capture of the city was the arrival of President Lincoln in it. There's no describing the scene along the roof. Woo. Gully shit back then. Wow. No private flight. The colored population was wild with enthusiasm. Old men thanked God in a very boisterous manner, and old women shouted upon the pavement as high as they had ever done at the religious revival. Hey now. And this is how they start this in the church. Dun, 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 playing with this tambourines and things like that. That's like this certain type of jubilee music because that wasn't always there. So some of you guys that went to seminary school, Bible school, and you've read like certain like Negro spirituals, all that type of stuff. I consider myself like at this point an anthropologist. I've consumed a lot of like literature, right? So I could tell you about different timelines and like when they had certain like instruments and things like that, and inceptions of music, psalms and hymns, people getting to read. That was like a big thing. What churches were coming in, the Methodist versus the Baptist, all of that, Pentecostal, Episcopal, right? And the formation of different types of church music, like she just passed away. Oh no, in the church. She has like beautiful music. Somebody was playing with some like ratchet ass magic in Atlanta, opened up a portal, and there was a bunch of people that were enslaved. And something happened with the soil network, and their bodies were kind of like still here. And she was like, "You're a colored woman, and you're laying in the bed. Are you a pleasure woman? How? What are you doing?" And she was like walking around my house. I was like, okay, you hosts are really playing with this computer. Okay. So as I started to like see and the energy all around, I said, okay, they're playing with like heavy ass magic. And you guys shouldn't have been doing that, playing like that, playing with magic and starting stuff because it was spacing in the aquarium and playing. And I was like, oh, well, it's this and that day in this year because I was like, okay, you triage like the last of their Kai for trying to make copies of these people for something with DNA war and codon sheets that would exist in like in 200 years and something with reparations. And why would that happen? Slavery is going to keep on going. How did that happen? Right. So now, I was having to explain to her like, oh, church, God, church, and God. I love God. Me and my baby dad, we like drowned. I was trying to get away, something like that. It was like a few of their stories, like six of them, and Atlanta's gonna blow up because that's one of the things that we're all watching. Are you serious? Something with the high priest, he got lynched, and his like neck was like this. I just want to go home. Why am I here? Yeah, they're playing with the sky trauma. Yeah, and a big ass portal in North Carolina that's like not closing. That's what's going on in North Carolina. So one of the things that had gotten started with that was I was like explaining to her church and stuff like that. And I showed her Shirley Caesar and things like that. And she's like, Black. Okay. I said, oh, we got free and like other stuff got started. Like, you're gonna be okay. Slavery, yeah. I was like, oh, I understand that ended a long time ago. Oh. And I showed her show. She said, why are you screaming like that? Yeah, so what the devil got you? It's church, God. And it was like, I think this song "Take Me to the King" or something like that. I can't remember her name. She just passed away. She's like in church, big church singer. Passed away. Yeah, Sean was involved in her death because of Natalie Desarel. A major. She was a female major. Church gospel makes me wanna stomp. Yeah. I was showing her all that. Oh, you guys should have started. She just like passed away recently. Dang, dang. Yeah, she just passed away. Like, why? I don't know why you don't remember her name, but it was specifically her song. I had to say that, and then she passed away after. And then that's one of the things that they were uploading. Some of you guys know her, Miriam. Hi everyone, it's Miriam. Yeah, and she like has classes and she's always cooking. And they uploaded her family, like that's what was like going on. I was like, oh my God, girl. You were just sitting there watching this. Oh hi. I love your channel. They're sneaking into your apartment. Uh Somebody please put it in the comment if you find it. Thank you. So I just have to say that this where that like yeah, playing on the piano like that, Jubilee. Because you're done for. It's a great thing. Like I love how like, Black people like when we go through things collectively, we create like greatness like out of the madness. Like certain songs, Jubilee songs, war songs, music like that. And look, it's still here. So I think that that was important to know because that's like one of the things that like was going on in virtual reality. Okay, I'm gonna find her. She makes gospel music. I'm telling you, if I go on YouTube, you guys just know her name. Somebody please go find her. I find her name. Yeah, she's like very popular. She was like a little bit bigger. She shouldn't have died. Yeah, that was really messy. Thank you. I loved her voice. She had good music. Thank you. That lady, she got triage. She said thank you. They helped the planet a long time ago. You guys are starting this again because it was something about uploading me to virtual reality that like opened up a bunch of stuff for people to see. Thank you. Whoa, playing. Because we used this substance to make this copy of this, and then we were using it here to hide that. To try to give people invisible organs to host spy drama. And then it was translating into other things. So it says right here, everyone declares that Richmond never before presented such a spectacle of jubilee, right? Dancing and screaming and shouting and acting everything everywhere. Wow, yeah, it's still going. Finally, you're done, right? It must be confessed that those who participated in the informal reception of the president were mainly Negroes. There were many whites in the crowd, but they were lost in the great concourse of American citizens of African descent. I visited yesterday several of the slave jails where men, women, and children were confined or herded for the examination of purchasers. The jailers were in all cases slaves and had been left in undisputed possession of the buildings. The owners, as soon, okay, hold on. I visited yesterday several of the slave jails where men, women, and children were confined or herded for the examination of purchasers. The jailers were in all cases, the jailers, not the jailee, were slaves and had been left in undisputed possession of the building. The owners, as soon as they were aware that we were coming, opened wide the doors and told the confined inmates they were free. Okay, well, we weren't doing anything and not testing it. We're not looking into anything. They're not speaking any language. And why are you so interested in why these Negroes need to be free? You should be one of us. We'll deal with this later. Cripple the North later. Okay, playing with carpet back and forth, and they're getting lynched. Uh, uh, Poor souls could not realize it until they saw the Union Army. Okay. Even when they thought it must be a pleasant dream, but when they saw Abraham Lincoln, they were satisfied that their freedom was perpetual. One enthusiastic old Negro woman exclaimed, I know that I am free, for I have seen Father Abraham and felt him. It's okay, Auntie. It's because you hoes keep on starting shit. I go back and give me my fucking robes. You speaking English and coming over here. I can't stand these people. I'll come. Let's go back to the damn jungle. Wow, they really tried that. Yeah, you guys really don't know what these hoes were really starting. No, early chemicals, yeah, because some of you guys don't know, like, how are you guys finding all these like wicked ass chemicals in the 1700s? If you guys look at the periodic table, what year was this like discovered? How did that happen? Ooh, when the president is called as something that they're playing with space travel. When the president returned to the flagship of Admiral Portal in the evening, he was taken from the wharf in a cutter. Just as he pushed off, amid the cheering of the crowd, another good old colored female shouted, "Don't drown, Master Abe, for God's sakes." Like, you guys are a good act. It's a great thing. Beautiful women, you guys are happy. It's a great thing. Just be happy. Okay, so they're Polish German, strange people. I'm not a colored man. I'm just moving along here. You don't see them like that anymore. They play DNA war. The highest degree of happiness attainable upon earth is now being enjoyed by the colored people of this city. Don't you know? They all declare that they are abundantly able to take care of themselves. Don't you know? Nothing can be more amusing than the efforts of some of the most violent rebels who, in other days, never let an opportunity pass to show their love for Jeff Davis. Whoa. Or manifest their vindictive feelings against the Negroes in every conceivable manner. To cultivate the friendship of the colored people with the hope that the forgiving nature of the race may induce them to forget the wrongs of the past. What a wonderful change has come over the spirit of Southern Marines. Okay, so says chapter 5, anti-Negro mob violence. Whooping. So, anyways, yeah, there's another story here. Page, yeah, okay, page 124. Thank you. It's like a system that you can look at and scan the page to go to. It's time for Jubilee. Ain't that a swell thing? Well, I have this for you. And I like to bake and I shuck in this wheat and this half, and I just thought this was good bread. Croissants, these pastries. Thank you so much. So that's the come back here with that bullshit, right? You guys need to know it wasn't what you thought, period. They were starting a lot of shit, period. You have no idea what got exposed, period. Wow. I don't know if medication can help like what I'm feeling. Why am I privy to this? Yeah. That's why I was just like, what the fuck are you doing? So yeah, and I lived in Atlanta when this had got started. That's what I'm saying. They opened a big ass portal over Atlanta, and it has something to do with the Civil War, not like a certain battle not ending because it's like Borgia has something with like three different like family Bibles and names getting switched up and the Black Confederacy. Because you just heard what the fuck he said that there was an all jail where they were examining them and playing games, and the people that were holding the jail were slaves, not the colored. Are you seeing even his language? Thank you. The difference in his language. It said just as he pushed off, there's some great act. This is good. The collaboration, excel. We can do this and that. Let them have their church. That's fine. They need to all know how to read HBCU. Let's do it all. Doing down here? Just as he pushed off amid the cheering of the crowd, another good old colored female shouted, a good old color. And then it says right here, slaves. There was like a stark distinction back in those days because of how you like run your mind. So that's why we don't say people like, oh, like they had slavery, but people were enslaved and then people are slaves. So right now you're dealing with slaves and you see who's playing games now and you're now seeing the same exact thing. Okay, good. That's what you get. That's not going to stop. It's going to keep on going. So they just want to, whose hand is going to be running here next because of this nonsense with seminal warfare and playing games with ebony is starting to issue with people's kids. You guys really have no idea. These people are very sensitive. What am I actually watching? No, but I'm asking you a motherfucking question. What am I actually watching? Yeah, they're going bad on people in space. Whoa. And on planet Earth, period. So, no, it says here. Page 124, start here. Government, philanthropy, and the freedmen. Ooh, okay. They're not ready. They're not sharpening their steel. They're not being respectful. No, they're not really ready for like a long term like war. No, the slaves had to get free for America to be what it is today. Had slavery not stopped, America would be nothing because everyone promised them war. Period. Yeah, and it has something to do with Asia and people coming here and seeing. Okay, okay, thank you. Right, because after Civil War, people started migrating here more. So there's something that they knew. Right here, somebody's story right here. In 1863, the plantation leasing system was introduced in the Mississippi Valley. Under this system, the Union government leased, captured, or abandoned plantations to private individuals who hired freedmen to plant and harvest cotton, or hired the cartel or the hood to torture and beat holes in those government buildings that have now been like, they're being auctioned off or set to the side for all the settlements that they own. A few of the lessees, a few of the lessees were former planters who had taken the oath of allegiance. Most were Yankees who had descended upon the lower Mississippi in the hope of making a fast dollar. The government established strict regulations for the conditions and terms of Negro employment on these plantations, but the regulations were half-heartedly enforced, and many of the freedmen were treated in much the same way as they had been under slavery. Yeatman visited many of these leased plantations and reported, in 1863. Okay, so the war kept on going. So they tried to stop. You guys have no idea. The Civil War got started and went that long because people were hiding letters and playing people's email and playing with spy magic. Okay, that's good information. People must know that they have these type of like skills and insights. They're the ones they can't read. These ones will work with. Nothing to see just yet. Why are your eyes changing colors? Okay, fuck. I should have been spine starting shit. I lost everything. Thank you. So the poor Negroes are everywhere, greatly depressed at their condition. Here, in this discussion, they're really discussing how they tried to put down several systems because people were getting hit, chop us around. So this plantation system too was like, okay, they're taking land that they were like playing with. They already converted it. They built this like place and all these like shacks. We'll do this and this and that here. Also, too, something with that making uniforms. I came out with Cintas. Something with security, something with fast food, something with playing games. Oh, you're my mom. She told me to come pick you up. I work with her. Okay, that's fine. So just if you needed a reminder, because any bitch that uploaded me to virtual reality talking to my ear, neural monitoring me, you definitely are a slave bitch and you're gonna fucking die. The poor Negroes are everywhere, greatly depressed at their condition. They all testify that if they were only paid for their little wages as they earned them, so that they can purchase clothing and were furnished with provisions, promised they could stand it. But to work and get poorly paid, poorly fed, and not doctored when sick is more than they can endure. Among the thousands whom I questioned, none showed the least unwillingness to work. If they could only be paid for wages, they would be contented and happy. They do not realize that they are free men. They say that they are told they are, but then they are taken and hired out to men who treat them so far as providing for them is concerned, far worse than their secesh masters did. Now that word secesh, secessionist, someone that supports the state, the idea of a state seceding or leaving a country. The parties leasing plantations and employing these Negroes do it from no motives, either of loyalty or humanity. The desire of gain alone prompts them. Okay, thank you. Sharecropping Romans, and they care little whether they make it out of the blood of those they employ or from the soil. There are, of course, exceptions, but I am informed that the majority of the lessees were only adventurers, camp followers, army sharks, as they termed, who have turned aside from what they considered the legitimate prey, the poor soldier, to gather the riches of the land which his prowess has laid open to them. Late in the fall of 1864, the Reverend A. Severance Fisk, assistant in charge of Freedmen, Department of Tennessee, made an inspection tour through part of the department. So now you're creating departments and regulation and paperwork and magic. And now you're creating legal fields. Oh, okay. Why are you doing all that? In counties and zonings, who told you that? And what's a dollar? Where's the value of that? It's just paper has your face on it. Okay. Whoa. What they create destroys them. The inspection has covered 95 places leased by whites and 56 plots of land worked by the blacks for themselves in the districts of Natchez, Vicksburg, and Helena. Treatment from white men on plantations. No complaint was made in 48 cases. On the remaining 47 plantations, there was complaint of rough or profane or obscene or insulting usage, while blows and kicks have not been infrequently administered on some, mainly by the old Southern overseers. Are you paying attention to what like this is like saying right here? Okay. Okay. Because we're blocking letters and switching shit up and playing in fucking emails and getting into other people's email and signing letters as if I'm Abe or signing letters as if I'm Sherman. And that's why let me come down and burn it down so I can show you. Turn that shit the fuck off with slavery. And now I see, okay, we shouldn't have started that. They're going to turn off the internet and reset everything with IP. It's going to like a whole different IP system. Everything's about to change because what they started playing in everyone's email and making fake documents. Right. And going behind the scenes and starting this. Well, that's what's happening in this county, but that's what they said across the United States. Well, we seceded. You're still like here, you can try to secede, but you have to do this and this and this and this and that, and we can still come here and do this and this and that because you're operating still on US soil. Like some mess that was going on with that. Interstate, intercounty, international race riots. So now we see here, okay, yeah, because we're playing on his computer and emailing other people. Something also came out the other day that's gonna like seal this too, where Stephanie and them were playing games in my email, and they took behind the scenes to try to get her out of a CPS case. That Theo Ellington, he used to be like the community manager for the Warriors, like wrote a letter saying that they gave Daisy this and that, that she did this and that to Steph Aisha, that they want to support Stephanie, and we're creating Daisy's organization out there. Like, see, we didn't get on her computer and do anything. Like, okay, yeah, I went to Dubai to get shit on. And then he got removed from a few jobs and drama was going on in their family. So, and behind the scenes, like a bunch of shit was like going on. Okay, right. Yeah, something like that was like going on and playing with paperwork. And that was being discussed. And somebody took it off my YouTube. That's one of the videos that they shortened. It's coming out again. Do you see this? Because you guys are playing with paperwork like that, chopping shit up between like cities, states, and counties. So, like, even up until like 1906, people didn't know slavery was over. And you're seeing them do the same crap now, playing in Daisy's email. She's looking in different systems, finding this and that, and look what's going on in the news. Look what's going on. All the foundation hits, people have gone here and there. People have died, gone to jail, all kinds of stuff. Why isn't people talking about this? That's so crazy that people are keeping this quiet. This is like one of the biggest things happening in America. And that's what happened in the Civil War. The Civil War would have never went that long. It was about to be like really like 4 months. They identified everybody, Mr. Rep and them, who got high priestess, the black and brown community. Hell shit gotten on. They were doing dentistry, medicine, all kinds of stuff then. You're not getting any weight supply. hella stuff I gotten started. So now you guys are saying, oh, because they're playing people's email and they're playing people's letters and stalling letters and blocking letters. In between, they're tracking people, following people, harassing people, neural monitoring, and stealing people's letters, switching up bags, giving this and that there, playing with bad weight, playing with Shion. He'll never know. He'll die and get sick. They know the usual runner. You can look like him, grow your beard out. Okay. The letter's going to be delayed like 3 or 4 months, but I can get a little bit of stubble. What's this? One day they'll call it glue. It's got it from a tree. Some sap, I thought. Maybe this can help. Okay, onward. Thank you, Mr. Redpath. So now, whoa, and playing with less spells because you're playing with crackheads or slaves. Whew, wow. In an effort to provide the freedmen with a greater opportunity to accumulate property and move forward ahead on their own, the government leased many small farms to colored men. Fisk visited several of these Negro leases. What are you doing here again? This is our land. They're giving it to us. We're going to go ahead and do this and this and that. Make our money off the land, sell our act that you stole, replant, because we have all the seeds, and you're going to get up out of here. Now, playing with people's names and last names and going back and forth and stealing acting like, yeah, we're of that family because it's in this Bible. It's Mr. Tree. Okay, that's one of our families. AFIC, they're a member. We have to track out who's stealing everyone's stolen weight. The Civil War is one of my favorite wars to study. Um, the other war that's like interesting for me after that is like all the different civil wars that happened in Spanish America and the Biafra War too. Also, some like the American Indian Wars, of course, the Seminole Wars, and then like some of like the little like wars that happened throughout history in California around the gold rush. Just because we live in the Bay Area, so it's like a big thing. Like you can go to the museums and stuff like that. Yeah. Yes, the Civil War was one of the bloodiest wars in American history. You're about to see some shit. I had like different books that they used to have, black and white photos, just bodies and bodies and bodies stacked up, men mangled, their bodies like just rotting. How did that happen so quickly? It's a full skeleton in less than like a year. Just clean up. Funeral care. Yeah, that's like one of the things like in the Civil War. Like you learn about funeral care. You learn about bad medical practices during the Civil War that were like helping people kill their own people. You learn about slaves during the Civil War that were being sent to infiltrate certain like union camps or training programs that black women were running. Like, okay, this is how you really clean your blood. You don't let the blood out. You need it. Drink some water, do this and this and that. Build to have better blood, right? Better blood instead of less blood. They have like a campaign. It's not about less blood. It's about better blood. And like their little old campaign, like uh, drawings and things like that. Some of this stuff we'll be able to put on the computer from space. Yeah, memory crystals. So, that's like one of the things too, like studying public health, right? And like how um, they would try to go back and give those recipes and help the Confederacy and things like that, and it wasn't working. So it's one of the ways that they were like dismantling like the war. It's like several things that dismantled the Civil War, but several times over, there was like mandates, decrees, wars constantly, and people were playing games. Hoes were playing a lot of fucking games. So I'm not to play any of them with you. Thank you. Wow. So interesting. So Mr. Eaton himself. He submitted the following report. We have all our families. This is great. They're going to church. They're reading. Our numbers are getting great. Cleaning up all the bodies. Let them go stink over there. This is great act. My God, right? You guys have really filed data. I'm telling you, it's just the unthinkable. Hold on. Let me step into this. This is happening. And that's why I say it's just the unthinkable. It's just the unthinkable. Whoa. It says this supervision embracing the territory within the lines of our army from Cairo down the Mississippi to the Red River, together with the state of Arkansas, numbered in its care during the past year 113,650 freedmen. These are now disposed as follows. In military service as soldiers, laundresses, cooks, officers, servants, and laborers in the various staff departments. Military service, soldiers, laundresses. She's running things. She's a chemist. Cooks, officers, servants, and laborers in various staff departments. 41,150 cities on plantations, and in freedmen villages and cared for 70,500. Of these 62,300 are entirely self-supporting, the same as any industrial class anywhere. As planters, mechanics, barbers, hackmen, drymen, conducting enterprises on their own responsibility or as hired laborers. The remaining 10,200 receive subsistence from the government. 3,000 of them are members of families whose heads are carrying on plantations and have under cultivation 4,000 acres of cotton and are to come pay the government for their subsistence from the first income of the crop. Okay, well, you're going to go ahead and get this. Once you guys handle your business, you're fine. And we start getting this crops in, and then you guys start paying your fair share. Thank you. Because we're about to get our own money system. Because you always want to make off in crypto and playing the electrical grid, you're over. And these are some of the systems that we had back then. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Eaton. We were doing very well. This nonsense that they have crafted, you are going to get whipped. Whoa. I'm telling you, Space TV, it's a bunch of shit. I'm telling you, you're going to get hit with a ton of motherfucking bricks. So the other 7,200 include paupers, those over and under the self-supporting age, the crippled and sick in the hospital. And instead of being unproductive, have now under cultivation 500 acres of corn, 760 acres of vegetable. Mommy, look, after taking an arm, taking an eye, playing games. I'm old, but I can still shut peace. Shit like that. I'm just waiting for them to stop. So the 7,200 now look, okay, we can work, we can handle this. Just like a lot of stuff's going on. Crippling the sick, getting better, stuff like that. Poisoning people, spraying shit, setting stuff on fire on purpose, host, playing games. So now look, doing better. We'll move our way up, get a bigger house, all kinds of stuff. It's a better program. So there are reported in the aggregate something over 100,000 acres of cotton under cultivation. Wow. Of these, about 7,000 acres doing very well here. We're tracking every single liter and milliliter of that act. Whoa, who they started it, I'm telling you, don't know. It was about act and it was about weight. They're starting shit. So about of these, about 7,000 acres are leased and cultivated by the blacks. Some of these are managing as high as 300 or 400 acres, right? And they are, sick, young kids, things like that. I'm 11, she of 9 moons, and he's of 6 suns, but we put the seeds in the ground, then we water it all around, and that's what we do. My mom works on the big farm, and we're getting our payment here. There's a bunch of stuff that has gotten started with this. Some of you guys know the story of Sarah Richter, and they were divvying out land and stuff like that in Oklahoma. She had hella gold, so they tried to sell her into sex slavery with the white man at 9 years old, saying that he has to be divvying out her estate. Sarah Richter. Do you know Miss Richter? Like Richter scale, because that has something to do with like earthquakes and stuff like that. Richter, Sarah Richter. So it would only be a guess or state the entire amount of wood cut by the people or act under the supervision. It must be enormous. The people have been paid from 50 cents to $2. Wow. In 1863, 50 cents to $2. Do you guys remember when soda used to be like 25 cents? That's a lot of money back then. Stacks. Oh, so you're about to be starting shit. This old money they playing with old. I'm telling you, Kamala Harris got old money stacked on her motherfucking dome. It's done. It got holographic for her. Okay, that's done. Wow. I'll tell you what more resource I have. Yeah, you. Ooh. Oh, you have more than money then. Exactly. Yeah. Oh, okay. Ooh. Clutching her pearl. She's so delusional. So they have been paid from 50 cents to $2 and 50 cents per cord cut for cutting. This wood has been essential to the commercial and military operations on the river. Of the 113,000 blacks above mentioned, 13,000 have been under instruction and letters. About 4,000 have learned to read quite fairly, and about 2,000 to write. Let's keep on going with those numbers until destruction and drama comes again, because hoes are doing too much and they have no weight, they have no land, they have no act, they're butt ass naked, they have no cloth. Give me that. After bringing the whites to our community, even the ratchet whites, oh, I can't be around you because we won't get food. I was just having a little bit of fun, and I just a little bit of cough and all green and purple and whatever. First rounds of syphilis. Ooh, you just sit in a place and she sweats with you and give you something to drink, and you just go sit down and you just help out every now and then. I can help. I can help you guys out here. What can we do? Me and my children. We'll take cornmeal. Oh, thank you for this. Oh my God! Right, playing with war, playing with drama. What are you about to watch now in America? This is really stupid that you guys started something like that. Well, let's go. In December 1862, General Nathaniel P. Banks, say it again, Mr. P. Banks, your account was closed. I'm old school. They know, they know. It's like his little joke. Mr. Nathaniel P. Banks succeeded General Benjamin Butler as commander of the Department of the Gulf, ooh, comprising the Union occupied portion of Louisiana south of the Red River. When he arrived in New Orleans, the best place to be, they got good weight, beignets, it's great, 24 hours a day, 24 hours a day, 24 hours a day. Banks found most of the contrabands crowded into filthy camps and huts, living on half rations handed out by the army. He decided to get them back to work on the plantations and issued a general order establishing rules and regulations for a system of labor on January 29th, supplemented by an additional order on February 3rd, 1864. Louisiana planters within Banks' department, who took the oath of allegiance, were allowed to continue working their plantations with Negro labor, and Banks officers encouraged the freedmen to go work for their old masters. The order regulated the wage scale for freedmen by ability up to $10 a month and stipulated that payment of half the wages should be reserved until the end of the year. Laborers were promised just treatment, healthy rations, comfortable clothing, fuel. Okay, yeah, because I gave him human meat. So that's how I got his job to come and play games of slavery again in New Orleans. Yeah, that wasn't about to happen. So they called the Indians. Okay. Northern radicals and Negroes charged that Banks' system was a form of serfdom, scarcely distinguishable from slavery itself. Frederick Douglass said that Banks' labor policy, it's our chief danger at the present moment. It practically enslaves a Negro and makes the proclamation of 1863 a mockery and delusion. Articulate Negroes in Louisiana were also dissatisfied with Banks' policy. The New Orleans Tribune, a tri-weekly bilingual French and English, doing it all. doing the most, right? Oh, bilingual black people, bilingual twice. Because where did they take us from? You guys know that there was like black people in Europe, right? Cool. You can really get stabbed in the New Orleans Tribune, a tri-weekly bilingual French and English newspaper established in July 1864 by the old free Negro Creole community in New Orleans, complained about the fixed rate of low wages instituted by Banks' orders. According to this, the condition of the slave is not materially altered. The 8, 6, or $4 per month, which they have promised of getting from their employers, after getting paid from 50 cents to $2 a week, every other per quart per cunning. Wow. Whoa. Okay, that's shoppers power. You guys are ridiculous. Hmm. According to this, they were promised to get 8, 6, or $4 per month, which they have the promise of getting from their employees. And these are false dollars being printed. Okay, how do they know that we came here and we did that? How do they know that we speak a different language? Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna go make a phone call in a few days. Okay, I know how to call now. Okay, but which perhaps in a great many instances they may never receive. It's scarcely enough to put an extra pair of boots upon their feet, to say nothing of the 101 little incidental expenses which are not embraced and could not be very well in the existing contract. The Tribune compared Banks's labor code with the old Louisiana slave code. If we accept the lash, which is not mentioned in these communications, one is unable to perceive any material difference between the two sets of regulations. All the important prohibitions imposed upon the slave are also enforced against the freedman. The free laborer, as well as the free slave and Royal Society, who was making drugs for Cyborg to come to America and play games like that, has to retire into his cabin at a fixed hour in the morning. He cannot leave on Sunday, even to visit friends or simply to take a walk in the neighborhood, unless he be provided with a written authorization. Okay, get out of here. In March 1865, Captain J.H. Ingraham, a prominent Louisiana Negro who had served in the Union Army, told a meeting of the Louisiana Equal Rights League, no system of gradual elevation is needed to make us men. From Red River to the Gulf, we are told by this bank's oligarchy that we are subject to special rules and regulations in our affairs. We are told that we are not ready to assume the responsibility of citizens of the United States, even though they've already seen their model and know what they're doing, and that it was essential to have a free labor system. Okay, the defenders of such a system are not the friends we intend to have. I recently visited the parishes for the express purpose of the inquiring about the system of free labor. Hundreds of people assured me that the laborers were worse off under the new system that they were under the old one. Let us eradicate Banks' system. You may rest assured that justice, equity, I'm going to say that again. It says hundreds of people assured me that the laborers were worse off under the new system than that of the old one, under the old person. Because now you're playing with election fraud, bitch. And that's why election fraud in America is about to be completely illegal. You are getting a capital charge because what they found with that. And use Alicia Garza to collect information about black voting. And you think people don't know what the fuck they're doing, you guys are all ops. So you may rest assured that justice, equity will never be our boon, so as long as any friend of General Banks remains here to carry out his system. And they're still carrying out his system. We can fund you this much. I don't think that's gonna happen. What do you mean? Well, I know Daisy's gonna get paid and we're gonna make the satellite. I don't think that's gonna happen. Why? And what happened with this? They get rocked up their motherfucking socks. They get body rocked, body drops. In spite of these protests, Banks' system remained essentially unchanged until when? After the war, because they came and killed all of us. and they did hella chemical experiments on us. And there's like a few like of us that are not like realizing that they can look up on the archive what they did to our bodies. It's a certain book. Louisiana Negroes. Oh, he's still alive. I can see my rib cage. There's an animal crawling around in this room. Okay, good. Wow. Louisiana Negroes did praise one feature of Banks' administration. In March 1864, the general had issued an order creating a board of education for the Department of the Gulf with power to levy and collect the school tax, establish common schools, employ teachers, and erect schoolhouses. On October 23rd, the 8 6 or $4 turned to 5 3 and $1. The members of the Board of Education have applied themselves industrially to their tasks. Didn't I just tell you about Miss McCahon over there? No, like really over there. That their kids, that's none. Playing in the school like that? Whoa. Giving out like ratchet paletas, ratchet candies? Oh, I'm telling you, it's just the unthinkable. They have 78 colored schools attended by 7,900 students with 125 teachers. Of the 15,000 colored children who are inside Union lines in Louisiana, more than half are already in these schools. And it is hoped that within 3 or 4 months from now, half of those will stop telling on us that we keep on changing faces. It's like 9 different people in the same position. I am him. We have photos though. Where'd you get a camera? How did they hold it so steady and catch me walking like that? Remember they used to have a camera on the stand? Okay. You guys are like really stupid playing games with this. You really are fucking slaves. They're about to end you. Do you know that they're creating chemical concoctions of clove, sesame, and comet? Oh yeah, because they're not about to house us or feed us. Okay. You took it that far. Like you really are about to watch it. Thank you. All those schools, that's just one out of like 78 concoctions that they have. They're gonna like bake it into like McChickens and stuff like that with children. Whoa, whoa. Somebody has a new job. Okay. Okay, we can go and work. Look what they're letting us cross the border for. Really, whatever. Although the schools have been only open a short time, one can already find proof of the aptitude of the Negro to receive the elements of civilization. The children who began the alphabet 3 or 4 months ago are reading now in the first readers and are doing easily the primary rules of arithmetic. Intelligent men among the planters understand that everything which tends to elevate the intelligence and self-respect of the worker is advantageous for themselves. And several of these planters are helping the Board of Education to establish schools on their plantations. Let's make it seem like, oh, we're doing well and stuff like that because they're fucking revolting, burning everything down. Okay, Baba. You know what? This might not be a good idea. Baba, we may not have to go back to Russia. Um, long over the water. In between, we'll stop somewhere, right, Baba, and maybe rest a little bit. Oh, the schools of the city number 15 with 41 teachers and an average attendance of 1,900 students. Okay, this is good statistics. I'm gonna go look through some of this data. It's very interesting. So we can look at like what's going on, like what was happening then. We would probably have to do some type of like modeling of the data set that we have to like match like the current population, right? Then versus like now, race wise and even gender wise. Okay, just to make sure like there's like a good proportion. Like, okay, in statistics, like, okay, what's like the ratio proportion? Things like that. You want to make sure, like, okay, if I take this like sample size, how do I make sure that's like reflective of like the whole population? So I want to take some of this like old data and let's look at like how are people doing? How are they faring? What are some of those metrics that we can compare to now? And then what does that look like for you to be playing with booty bounce music and playing with crack and playing with hoes and doing too much with white people that are, being like employed and then running hoes? They're in like some type of like Ouroboros of bullshit. Just to show like when we have good economic programs, this is what we can do, right? When we have like good reparations, like just take it and give it to them, let them work it and get it done. Just give them a little bit, they can pay it back later. Really just give it back to them. We can do a lot. So this would be a great thing to see like what are some of the things that like cause like shutdowns in society? Because we've seen like after every great up, there's something that tries to create a chaos. So in the 70s, things like that, like we had good music, la 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 la. Then we had crazy ass stuff with the war on drugs. How? People were playing with back weight. What is the mechanics and functions of that? How do we stop that? Soon as this gonna be like an AI model? Very interesting. Very good job. I'm gonna go ahead and give some people in space like Gibson, Nakasha, things like that. Thank you, High Priestess. They worked really hard. She worked really hard. Yeah, their descendants will enjoy. Some of you guys are those descendants, right? So, anyways, the school of the city, number 15, 41 teachers and an average attendance of 1,900 students. Uh, they're asking for more numbers, and I can't even go over there. They have like a whole black city and town and government. Okay. All right, Tea Cake. We're on our way out of here. Hey, woo. Okay, you guys, that's not what you guys were doing at all. Yeah, you guys were playing with magic and starting shit with hoes. You mean to tell me that these hoes are planning this? You planned this since the 1800s to play because you want black dick and to play with ack? And you want to play with magical herbs? Okay, thank you. Ooh, I'm telling you, they're enchanted indeed. So when that backfired, they said patrinojo. So there are also some adults of both sexes, maids, workers, seamstresses, who arrange to take off 2 hours daily from their work to attend school. Okay, half of these people did not know their letters last October. We read in full now. Thank you. Just last month, I was learning my letters. Now I'm reading full sentences, and I'm reading just the news column of the readers. Thank you. Oh, that's so sweet. Everyone doing their presentations. Yeah, they're playing some of the stuff in space. You guys are mainly some of the stuff you guys get to see. Wow. So, anyways, right. In the organization of these schools, there are numerous difficulties to surmount, including racial prejudice. It was thought that good teachers could not be secured without going to the North for them. Why? Because, okay, yeah, yeah, they can go teach too. Okay, just get them out of the jail and stop testing on them and making them translate documents and like write these letters that we're like lying with. Okay, yeah, we shouldn't have started that. Okay, from his signature, but I haven't heard from him. They said that they're gonna make this telegram. Oh, let's see what we can invest in that. What is copper wire? Cypress getting downloads. Not yet. Too much room. Yeah, the Pacwell portal. It was thought that good teachers could not be secured without going to the North for them. However, the white women of noble heart in New Orleans put themselves swiftly to the task. Okay, well, we're here and we can teach. That's not an A. That's a Russian symbol letter. I'm talking to my incline, like my higher soul. I never seen that one before, Mrs. That's strange. You talk weird. I saw you at night. You was with the another man. You was talking a funny talk. Their babies, whatever. So, whoa. 100 of these teachers were born and raised in the South, and 75 are from Louisiana. Honor to them. The best days approach. The progressive successes of the arms of the Union gradually purify the political atmosphere. Okay, but they want their own historically black, Negro. Okay, we don't want you here teaching bullshit. Bullshit. Just put the under her door and they'll all just be gone. Whoa, whoa, wow. Honor to them. During the war, approximately 500,000 free men came within Union lines. Many of them suffered severely from hunger, disease, and exposure. Some were subjected to the cruelties and depredations of Union soldiers and rapacious civilians. Okay. A few found freedom more a curse than a boon. Why? Why? So you think it's better? Did you just not hear what I just told you that they're uploading me to love spells and platforms and playing with naked photos and telling me that if I want to do my work that I have to go play with white people and that children are going to be raped and molested and uploaded to virtual reality if that's not the case? And you're hearing this slop and nonsense and you guys are still playing. Right on. Float on. Negro free labor raised thousands of bales of cotton, earned hundreds of thousands of dollars, and accomplished millions of man hours of work on Union military installations during the war. Most important of all, perhaps, it was estimated in August 1865 that more than 200,000 freed men had received instruction in reading and writing during the past 4 years. The Civil War did more than emancipate the slave, but started him on the long road to true freedom. Because we were getting okay, we were getting uniforms and starting shit, Papa. Who cares? No one cares. Okay, what type of chemical is this, right? Yeah, they got workforce development programs. You can get your certificate. They'll teach you how to go to school. That's all just got defunded because you guys are slaves. Let's just separate the wheat from the chaff so we don't start this again. Let it end for the last time. Thank you. Now I see. It's like three Bibles that they stole, and you guys really should have just all been done for. They thought that they were going to develop an immunity to the hit that they got. No. I think that that's it for tonight. I think that's more than enough. So, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great night.